Hello, wonderful viewers. Welcome to another beautiful edition of Treptalk. I am your host, Ara Nimi. We're here as always to inform, to inspire, to educate, and promote the large community of entrepreneurs, change leaders, business owners in diverse sectors and across Africa. Today, we're talking to a beautypreneur actually, and the person is Mrs. Olugbemisola Olufunke Adebayo. She's a beauty entrepreneur and businesswoman with over 20 years experience. She's the founder and CEO and as well the managing director of Hegai Esther Limited, which is an indigenous makeup brand based in Lagos, Nigeria. Olugbemisola began her career in the beauty industry as a self-taught photographic makeup artist working with foremost advertising and communications agencies in Nigeria. There's a part that strikes me so much that I really want to learn a lot from her. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you for having me on your show.
We're glad to have you, Mom.
It's a pleasure being here.
You look all glammed up.
Thank you. You look gorgeous as well.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, I should have said that. I use the beauty product and it has stayed for like how many hours now?
For quite a while.
Thank you.
Come rain, come sunshine.
Yes, stay. I can attest to that. So I read quite a lot about you earlier, but I decided to pause because I know there's a lot about you. I want you to tell the world out there. Tell us about Gbemi Adebayo. Who is Gbemi Adebayo?
Oh my God, that is gonna take a while. You ready?
We are.
Okay. So I'll just go straight to it. My name is Gbemisola Adebayo. I am the founder and CEO of Hegai Esther Cosmetics, which of course, like you introduced, is an indigenous brand that produces makeup products for African women or for women of color. I'm also in charge of research and product development, basically the life cycle of product creation from conception all the way to when the product gets to the desk.
So Hegai Esther is one of the top 5 beauty brands, makeup brands in Nigeria. What is the startup story? What came about the idea? How did you come about the idea of Hegai Esther?
Yeah, it's interesting because I started off as a makeup artist. I'm still a makeup artist actually. We're talking year 2001. Yeah, 2001. I started off as a makeup artist, as a self-taught makeup artist. Because back then, I didn't know of any makeup institution which I could go to learn makeup artistry. So self-taught. And I started off my career as a photographic makeup artist, or what people would say today is editorial makeup artistry. So I was working with advertising companies, communication companies, TV stations, and all of that, working with models. So I did that for quite a while until I felt that there was more to me than just that. Then I diversified into bridal makeup artistry. Did that also for a number of years, and then again, normal me, I'm like, there should be more, but that didn't happen. My switch from being a makeup artist to going into production was more or less like a gradual thing, and something that I grew into. I started off with makeup tools actually, because I noticed there was a gap between makeup artists getting their makeup tools and how they sourced for their makeup tools. So I felt, okay, this is a niche that I would try to I can actually fill. So I started off as a supplier of makeup tools. By that I mean makeup brushes, makeup boxes, tweezers, and all of that. So I did that for a while, and until people started asking me questions, do you sell powder? Do you sell lipstick? And all? Yeah, so I said to myself, okay, I'm going to start selling this thing. So I traveled and then started selling. But when I started selling, people kept complaining. When I say selling, I mean selling other brands. Because people were complaining about the staying power of these products. They were complaining about colors, about undertones, and all of that. And the way I run my business, I run it from an outside-in approach where I listen to customers and all of that. So I tried my best to solve that problem of color, of staying power, and all of that. But I had two choices. either to invest a whole lot in the foreign brands that were expensive and that to an extent could solve those problems, or to start my own line. Of course, I decided to start my own line. So we're going to say this is the 9th year of Hegai and Esther going into production.
And how has it been so far?
It's been good, and it's been a learning process. Good in the sense that people actually embrace Nigerian content. It was like a sigh of relief to many people that, okay, we now have products that meet our needs, products that take into consideration the uniqueness of the African skin, and products that consider our weather. So it's been exciting seeing that Hegai and Esther is actually solving problems. I mean, let's not talk about the many challenges that come with business. That's normal. We all face challenges in business. But the rewards of meeting people's needs has been quite exhilarating. Yeah, I love that.
So, you mentioned something earlier, and I don't want it to pass. Okay. What happened to your love for sociology and anthropology?
I still love sociology. I love criminal sociology.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yes,
really.
So I still do a lot of. I'm one of those people that watch crime and investigation.
I'm also one of
them. So I like that. I like to study human behavior and all of that. So my going into uni and studying sociology kind of made me understand how people behave, why they behave the way they do. So I bring that into business, and I try to understand my customers. I try to not jump into conclusions as to why people buy certain things or why they do certain things.
In 2008, you saw a unique opportunity to provide beauty tools and accessories for artists in the budding Nigerian makeup industry, and it resulted in importation and partnership with manufacturers in China. What's the drive actually?
I traveled and I used this product that I normally use in Nigeria but would not stay. So I traveled and I used this same product, this foundation, and it stayed the whole day. So that told me something, that there are many factors that affect the staying power of a product. It's not only the quality of the product, the environment as well. That led me to talking to cosmetic scientists. And I talked to a couple of cosmetic scientists actually. I talked to some in the United States, I talked to some in Turkey, and then I talked to some in China. And I went with China because one, of course, it was affordable. It was quite accessible to me at that time because I could travel to China at that time. So that really was my drive, solving a problem and accessibility to the solution to solving the problem.
So let's talk about the name Hegai and Esther. I feel like there is a lot about that brand name. What is it about Hegai and Esther?
I get this question a whole lot. So I got inspired by a story that I read. There was this king in Persia. So the king wanted a new queen because for some reason he got displeased with his previous queen. So he wanted a new queen. He instructed the king's men to go to town, getting young ladies who would come into his court and would be groomed on, how to be a queen. And then after a couple of months, he would select who would be the crowned queen. So Esther happened to be one of the women that, the king's men got to be in the court, in the king's court. And while Esther was in the palace, Hegai was the eunuch that gave her beauty treatments, that taught her how to speak, beauty treatments basically, and all of that. And she was so favored and loved by Hegai that Hegai actually took good care of her in terms of beauty treatments. And So this went on for a couple of months till the time came for this young lady. This is a true life story, which you would also find in the Bible and in other big libraries, historical stories. So when the time came for these women to be presented to the king, for him to choose who would be the crowned queen, Esther happened to be the chosen one. So we got so inspired by this story, and we were taking it upon ourselves to be Hegai. So every woman and any woman that comes in contact with our brand will be Esther.
Such a lovely story.
Yeah, so we're inspired by the story. It's a story of hope. It's a story of transformation. It's a story of how you can become bigger than your present situation. Esther was an orphan in Persia. She was Jewish, as a matter of fact. She wasn't even a citizen of that country. The foreigner, that became the crown queen of that country. So we say this a lot, that Hegai and Esther sells a story of hope using makeup as a tool. These are one of the reasons why we do what we do. Teaching transformation, selling hope, using foundation, powder, and lipsticks as tools.
So let's talk about the mission, the vision, and the core values of your organization.
Okay, so it's pretty much simple. Our vision is to be a reputable company, to be a brand that stands for high quality and that stands for economic gain for people that want to go the entrepreneurial way. So our mission basically is to provide excellence in manufacturing, excellence in research, and our mission also is to demystify makeup such that the regular woman can see that makeup is not something that is for models alone. Makeup is not something that is only for the big girls and for TV, for the socialites. Makeup is something that you as a regular woman can apply. You can wear it. So we will demystify it in the form of training, in the form of, the content, for example, that we put out there, it's kind of simplifying the process of makeup application. So that is, I would say, our mission. Our core values, excellence. We're big on excellence. Our core value also is integrity. So we don't promise what we don't give. And our core value also is simplicity. We're big on making it simple. The last but not least core is customer experience, customer satisfaction. We are all about the customer.
Which is actually really important.
Oh yes, we are all about what the customer wants. We're all about satisfying the customer. We're all about the customer journey, the experience that the customer has right from the moment she or he comes in contact with our brand.
Oh, that's actually nice. So you spoke about high quality of your product, and I'd like to ask, what are the effects one might have if one uses a low quality product or a product that's not so good? What are the effects?
Also a lot. We're talking about the major organ of the body here, the biggest organ, of the body, which is the skin. And the skin tells you when you're doing something wrong. The skin is one of those organs that they don't mince words. So if you put Jack on it, it's going to give you Jack, So yeah, so we're big on quality. We're big on ingredients. So we don't take products off the shelf. We actually work with cosmetic scientists, so it starts from the lab. So if you use products that are toxic, your skin would react. It can react in terms of acne. It can react by giving you eczema. It can react by giving you rashes and all of that. So you need to work with products that are hyperallergenic, products that you will not react to and all of that, just to protect your skin, because the damage can go far if you use the wrong product.
So what would you say sets you apart from other people in line of this business? What would you say stands you out?
Okay. It's about the experience that we give the customer. We sell hope. We sell the story of transformation. We sell the story of, you are big, you are beautiful, you have the potential to be whatever you want to be. We are just using makeup as a tool to sell our message. So that's one thing that differentiates us. If there is nothing unique about our product, we are not going to release it. We don't care if there are 1,000 powder brands. What problem are we solving? That is why every product we release is a hit.
All right, let's talk about you being an entrepreneur, and you're also a mom of 3. How's it been? 3 girls. How has it been really?
So in the beginning, it was tough, to be honest. Being a mom to toddlers, because I had them back to back. My first baby, I had her 2005, and my last baby, I had her 2008. And to be honest with you, I had to take a break off work, kind of, because I was dealing with human beings here, and they needed my attention. Having a good team that understands the vision and runs with the vision makes it easy for me to be a mom, to be a wife at the same time.
So what are those good times that you remember and you're so happy being an entrepreneur in this your journey?
When a customer calls and says, "You're a Nigerian brand, oh my God, your products are this, your products are that." People walk into the office and they say, "Hey, they say this about the primer, they say this about the foundation," and all of that. I'm not yet a billionaire, but honestly, these reviews, these feedbacks are so rewarding. And it makes me go to bed at night feeling, yes, I have added value to this country. I've added value to people.
That's actually right. So let's talk about some of the challenges that you faced, your setbacks.
Number one being access to funding. It was tough in the beginning when people go to a bank and they would ask for an arm and a leg. So that was an issue. But then when the business started growing and we can actually access these things, we now have banks that actually give 1-digit interest rate, so things are getting better now. We also have to deal with the present economic situation in the country. We are 95% dependent on importation. So we deal with foreign exchange all the time. This is a major challenge right now. It's unstable. The exchange rate is unstable.
Actually.
Yeah, so that has really impacted negatively on our numbers. And then also the present security situation in the country is also a challenge. As a Nigerian, they carry last. If one doesn't work, another one must work. Else. And that is why we're still in business. We're talking 2 decades now in business. And as a business person, that is something that you must be strategic, and you must be able to have plan A, B, C, D, E, F. So I keep saying to people that the goal doesn't change. The goal never changes. What changes is the strategy.
So is there any moment that you ever felt like giving up?
No. Honestly, I've had moments where I'm frustrated, don't get me wrong. I've had moments when I'm like, oh my God, how did this happen? I've lost, $1 million. I've lost 2 million. But I'm sorry if I sound cliche, but the truth is I've never, ever been in that situation where I say to myself, I want to give up now.
The reason I asked that question is so that young startups brands can actually learn from your story.
Okay, so that's me. Yeah, it is okay if you feel like giving up. Doesn't mean there's a problem with you. If you do feel like, if you give up, doesn't mean that you've made a mistake. That doesn't mean that you failed. People tend to label those that quit in business as failures. It doesn't mean they are failures. It's probably that business is not for them, or they don't have enough passion to follow through the business. So if you're in a business where you're going crazy and this thing is driving you nuts, I would say take a step back. I take steps back a lot. Take a step back and think, where did I go wrong? What could I have done differently? And then re-strategize. So two things, you either re-strategize or you say to yourself, okay, find out what else I could do, what other business I could do, or even going to paid employment. It is fine to go into paid employment. It is okay. Just be real to yourself and do it for you. Not because you're trying to please people, but because you're trying to not look like a failure. Do it for you. Do you.
All right, let's talk about your idea of entrepreneurship and what do you think is the idea of entrepreneurship that youths today have?
Okay, youths today think that entrepreneurship is glamorous. So because what people put up on social media is the glamorous side. So also a lot of people think that entrepreneurship is all about having a good idea. That once you have a good idea, it will sell. They think once you have a good product, it will sell. A good product is not enough. A good product is not enough. There's so many businesses today that are packed up, not because they don't have a good product, but because they don't have a system around the product. Because a lot of people feel like, okay, I need to do business in order to be successful in life. I need to do business in order to make quick and easy money. Entrepreneurs that are millionaires and billionaires today have put in years and years of hard work. We're talking losses, we're talking wins, we're talking time, putting in a lot of time into the business, blood and water, into the sacrifices, just to make the business work. There are a lot of people that earn £10,000 a month or $50,000 a month, and they're employees. So I'm not that entrepreneur that will tell you have to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to tell you, be you. I keep saying it, stay true to yourself and go for what works for you.
We also know that entrepreneurs are change makers. Is there a way you give back to your society?
Oh, absolutely. So that's one thing we're big on in Hegai and Esther. We try to give back. It may not be on a very, very high top pedestal and all of that, no. But we give back to our community of makeup artists. So from time to time, we support upcoming makeup artists by giving products to especially people that are just starting their career as makeup artists. We set them up by giving 1 or 2 products. So we do that a lot. We also, for example, I'm on board of an NGO that caters to the girl child. That's another thing that we do. We're supporting them financially and in different ways.
If you needed to start all over again, would you still choose this path? Would you still be an entrepreneur?
Yes, I would still be an entrepreneur because, like I said, entrepreneurship for me is a calling, it's a mission. I am solving a problem, and that is what gives me joy. So it might not be makeup, but whatever it is, I am going to be an entrepreneur solving a particular problem.
So with your wealth of knowledge and experience, if you had one advice for somebody just starting off, what would it be?
Learn. Now, don't get me wrong, you can't learn it all. There are some things that you will never know until you step your foot on the water. Have the right intention, the right reason for going into business. Let it not be all about money, because the money won't start coming immediately.
Apart from being an entrepreneur, a mother, and all, tell us one fact about you.
I love to work out. It's just that I eat so much that you don't get to see it. I work out a lot. I work out 4 days a week minimum.
Okay, what would you say about Trep Africa?
I think that Trep Africa is something that this generation needs.
I would actually like to have your final words on the show. What would you like to say to your audience?
Okay, so to aspiring entrepreneurs, I'm going to say to you that keep dreaming. I understand that things might be a bit difficult, but I'm going to say to you, keep at it, keep dreaming, keep planning, keep strategizing, and keep working. It may take a while, but one day the clouds will give way and the rain will fall on your work and you will see the fruits of your labor.
You've given us a whole lot. I mean, you gave us
I hope I have.
beyond what I expected, and it was really nice chatting with you. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Beauty means different things to a whole lot of people, and for long before now, makeup has been used as a tool of expression. For Hegai and Esther, it is about bringing transformation and hope. We've learned a whole lot from Gbemisola Adebayo. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Before we go on the show, I'd like to say a very big thank you to Baliki's Closet for my lovely and beautiful red dress. You like it, right? Yes, so you can call the number on your screen or send them a DM on Instagram at Baliki's Closet. And of course, my makeup has been sitting pretty all day thanks to Hegai and Esther. Don't forget you can connect with us on our social media platform on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Trep Africa, or visit trepafrica.com/Treptalk to get featured for partnership and for sponsorship. And that's it today on Treptalk series. Thank you so much for watching. I am Aranimi. Bye for now. Trep Africa. Imagine more.